Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley Hannah, I'm the Moody Reader, and I have an obsession with Murder, She Wrote, and that is what inspired this video. I actually did an intro to this video a week ago, and it was trash. I looked like death. I don't know why, I wasn't sick, but I just didn't look cute. So my vanity is forcing me to redo this intro. So you will see some clips of me from last week, but this is future me, hey. But yeah, I am obsessed with Murder, She Wrote. I'm obsessed with Angela Lansbury as Jessica Fletcher in her town of, is she in Maine? I don't know, she's somewhere, and she is this writer who, she's a mystery writer. She writes mysteries, and then she ends up having to solve mysteries in her town, or she like goes to California sometimes, or she trots the globe, because she has, I swear, she has 7,000 relatives that are like, Aunt Jessica. And it's like, how do you have so many nieces and nephews? Anyways, I digress on that front. But basically, because it's such a good show and it's so cozy and mysterious, I was like, dang, I need to read a cozy mystery. And I have read them in the past. I actually only read one actual cozy mystery in the past, and it was the Sherlock Holmes Bookshop Emporium mystery series following Gemma Doyle, who has an uncle, and his name is Arthur Doyle, and they together own a bookshop that sells Sherlock themed stuff, and they live in Cape Cod and a town called West London, and there's a bunch of like cute parallels with the Sherlock story and where they live. She has a best friend named Jane who runs the Mrs. Hudson's Tea Room, and it's just cute. There's murder, mystery, but it's also very cozy. I've read books 1 through 5. I read them because my mom started reading them, and she was like, hey, I think you'd like this. And I was like, bet, I probably will. And I think they're cute. So I read number 5 last year, and I was like, oh, wait, I can borrow the 6th one from my mom or my sister, whoever has the book, and I can read that, and I can be merry. And then I was like, wait, do I like cozy mystery as a genre, or do I just like this story, this series? So then I was like, let's read some more cozy mysteries. Let's branch out, shall we? 2024 is the year of branching out. And then I was like, okay, what else can I read? So I then found another book, and the name is Louisiana Longshot by Jana DeLeon. And I found this only because Olivia Reads a Latte is obsessed with the series, and she will read them probably until the day she dies. I think there's like 25 of them, so at this point in time I have read it. You'll know my thoughts about it in the subsequent clips, but that book is about a woman named Fortune Redding, who is an agent for the CIA and has to go to sinful Louisiana. And yeah, so I'm reading that book in this vlog. I also am going to read A Perilous Undertaking by Deanna Raybourn, because I read the first book, A Curious Beginning, last year, and I don't know why. I don't know that it's technically a cozy mystery. In fact, I don't really know what the requirements are to be a cozy mystery. I think you just have to be, 1, in a quaint town, and 2, have some kind of animal companion that helps, maybe doesn't help you solve the mystery, but it's just there. And I think 3, it can't be too thrilling. Otherwise, it's no longer cozy. So I saw Books and Lala, Kayla from Books and Lala. She put A Curious Beginning in her cozy mystery reading vlog, and I don't see that it's a cozy mystery at all, but still, I read it for this this video, so that happened. You will know all my thoughts. They were not good thoughts. And yeah, this book is about, it's set in the 1800s, late 1800s, and it follows this woman named Veronica Speedwell, and she's a lepidopterist, and she has a friend named Stoker, and Stoker is hot, so I have to give that to Deanna Raybourn. He is hot. And that's that on that one. You'll know more of my thoughts, like I said, later. And then this video basically started because I had this book in general. So I'm going to read A Curious Incident by Vicky Delaney, and that has not happened yet. So that one, I don't even know what I'm gonna think about it, but it's book number 6 in the series, so I'm assuming I will enjoy it. And then this video also goes off the rails a little bit later because I then go to the library and I find more cozy mysteries. So, also I have to say that when I was at the library, this is a spoiler for the rest of this video. Like I said, I did get more books, but I also was perusing the shelves and I saw that there is a book series based off of Murder, She Wrote. And the only reason why I didn't come home with all of the books in the series loaned out from the library is because they didn't have number 1 in the series. But now I'm like, do I need to read that series? Is this going to give me my fix of Jessica Fletcher? I really want to know. If you have read the Jessica Fletcher Murder, She Wrote mystery novel series, please tell me. I feel like it's such a niche thing and I feel like no one's read it. But obviously someone has to have read it. But please tell me, if you've read it, is it good? Do I need to read them? Also, let me know, do you read cozy mysteries or do you think they're just not thrilling enough? I really want to know. Because one time I was in a bookstore and this guy was asking me if, I was in the sci-fi fantasy section, and he's asking me like, you know, what I was currently reading, what I like to read, and because I think he was trying to recommend me books. Even though I've read quite a few fantasy and sci-fis, and I was like, well, so I read these books, but I'm also reading cozy mysteries. And he was like, what the hell is that? And I was like, I really couldn't tell you. But before I leave you, before this intro goes on for too long, in fact, it has gone on for too long, we're gonna read the definition of a cozy mystery, shall we? Google says, cozy mysteries are a subgenre of crime fiction with a lighter tone and many comforting elements thrown in. The easiest way to differentiate is to not look at the crime, but to look at the characters. The crime tends to be essentially the same in both, usually a murder or a violent crime. Okay, so basically it's just a mystery for people who have, like, you know, people who are more sensitive, I guess, who don't want that, like, jarring criminal activity. I don't know. Anyways, let's get this video started. I'm throwing it back to me from the past with the curly hair. Bye. Okay, I've done some things, been some places, did a little dance, got down tonight, and we're reading Louisiana Longshot by Jana DeLeon. And I'm about 25-ish% in, and so far we have seen Fortune go from her like really adventurous CIA job where she is undercover, and she has been ousted from that because she is on a watch list. She's got a lot of enemies, and now she's in sinful Louisiana in the bayou. And her first day, you see that she's having to masquerade as this former beauty queen, now librarian, and she's not doing well in that role so far. But, you know, she's fooled some people. And she meets this one older lady named Gertie, and when she's moving into her house that is supposedly hers, she found a dog, no, the dog named Bones finds a bone in their backyard. And so then the deputy sheriff that she meets on her first day ends up going over, and of course he's hot, and she's like, but he's creeping a little too close to things, and so he's wondering what the bone is from. She is too. And then the next day you have, and what's her name? Is her name Sadie Sue or something? She's supposed to be something Sue. Her new life, at least. But we'll just keep calling her Fortune, because everybody else is going to call her Fortune too. She ends up going with Gertie to church, and there's like a battle of the two churches, like the Catholics versus the Baptists, and there's like a race for banana pudding, which banana pudding's good, okay? It's good. But is it race out of church for it good? No. But we have, if this were like a bingo board, and I'm going to see if all of these books check the boxes of a cozy mystery. If this were a bingo board, this book has small town. It has the animal that needs to be present, apparently, in every single cozy mystery. Are those the only two checklists items? I think that might be it. I really don't know what a cozy mystery is. Oh yeah, and the murder thing. So the murder I'm not really sure about because the murdered person is some man who was a really crappy husband, and everyone thinks that Marie, who is now like 60 something, they think that she did it. And I don't know, of course it's not going to be her, duh, but I don't know who the other suspect is. We haven't gotten there yet. Nothing's really happened, except for we had the Sinful Society Club. They've had their meeting. And I thought it was funny that you can't be admitted to the club unless you are single, like you're just a spinster woman. And if you're a widow, you have to be widowed for 10 years. So they're like, oh yeah, Marie will be able to petition onto petition into the club in about 5 more years. Okay. Seems a bit exclusionary. But yeah, I really want to finish this one today, so I'll give you an update when I'm closer to the end to see if anything's going to happen, because nothing's happened so far. I'm not going to say it's boring, because it's not boring, but just nothing's happened. I do like how southern it is, and there's a bunch of rules, like, you know, you can't lie on Sundays, you can't, like, there's a lot of, like, stereotypical southern rules, I guess, for sinful Louisiana. But yeah. Alright, I'm back from work. It's rainy, I'm cold, and I'm sleepy, but I have 3 things to mention. The first one is that I am 50% through with Louisiana Longshot, and I'm liking it. The plot has basically just been, we are looking for Marie, the wife of Harvey, the man whose bone Fortune's newfound dog, has found in her backyard. So we now know who's died. We know who is being accused. It's Marie, because he was a no-good, dirty Dan. And the second thing I have to say is that I like this book because it reminds me a lot of Finlay Donovan. What's the first book called? The Finlay Donovan trilogy, or the Finlay Donovan series. Although it is very opposite. It's almost the exact opposite, because Fortune is already kind of like a hit woman, and Finlay is not, but she becomes one. And of course, like, it's just everything's swapped. It's like wife swap. Do you guys remember wife swap? Is that still a thing? That was a wild time. But it's like that, and how Fortune has to become this unassuming character, and Finlay has to gain skills to be a hit woman, and Fortune is using her skills to do random things. It's not in a direct parallel, but it still works for me in my brain. And the third thing is that while I was scrolling mindlessly on YouTube, I found a creator who talks not only, but a lot about cozy mysteries. So I'm going to watch her a little bit. I think her channel name is Intentionally Bookish. So if you know of this creator, let me know what you think about their cozy recommendations. I don't believe after this video that I'm going to become a cozy mystery person, like as in the majority and bulk of my reading will be that, but I think it's fun to sprinkle it in here and there, because you can't have all serious things. You can't have just a bunch of classics or a bunch of fantasy. You gotta throw in some, there was a death in this quaint little town and the dog saw it. Right? Right. Life's too short. We did indeed finish it. Not in the day that I wanted to, but, you know, get off my back. I did finish Louisiana Longshot this morning, and it was good. I don't know what else to say about it. I don't think I ever fully actually sank into the story. Like, it never really captivated me, because I guess I just don't fully relate, and you don't need to relate to characters, but I don't relate to the main character, Fortune. I just found like I was just reading it. I never kind of seeped into the story. I thought it was interesting, and I think what would be really cool if I did continue reading on in the story is, of course, you want to know more about the love interest, because, of course, Deputy, what's his face? I don't even know his name. The deputy. Of course, he's going to be like a little love interest. Although I wonder if there's going to be a love triangle with Harrison, the guy from her department at the CIA. I wonder if that's going to happen. But yeah, I'd like to see the the romantic aspect develop a little bit. I think that the Sinful Lady Society and the founding members, like their whole origin story that you get at the very end of this book, I think that's interesting. I don't know. I just didn't really connect with it. I didn't vibe with it. I don't know. And I think it'd be nice if Fortune learned how to cook. And it just seems a little like it's poo-pooing on the people that choose to do more domestic activities. I could be wrong, but it just seemed like it a little bit. And yeah, that's what I thought about that one. I think I'm just more of a quaint, cozy mystery instead of it's very like bam, it's very Finlay Donovan. Of course, this one came out before that one did, but it's very similar. So if you do like Finlay Donovan is Killing It and that whole series, then I think you would like this one. I like The Small Town. That was cool. But let's get on to the next book we're going to read, A Perilous Undertaking by Deanna Raybourn. Now, I don't really remember what happened in this story, or in the first book, A Curious Beginning, because I just disliked the main character so much that I was like, but then when everything came out at the end and like everything was revealed, I was like, oh, okay, I'm bored, I think, a little bit. So, from what I have listened to, because I also have this audiobook on Libby, from what I've listened to, I think that I will enjoy it. Also, did I say that I gave Louisiana Longshot 3 stars? I gave it 3 stars. Anyways, back to this book. I'm gonna read it, going to see what happens. I know that we are following, of course, Veronica, and so apparently she meets the mysterious Lady Sundridge, who begs her to take on an impossible task, saving society art patron Miles Ramsforth from execution. Ramsforth, accused of the brutal murder of his mistress, Artemisia, will face the hangman's noose in a week's time if the real killer is not found. But Lady Sundridge is not what she seems. Ooh. And unmasking her true identity is only the first of many Oh my gosh. Stop reading the backs of books. I need to make myself stop doing that. It spoils so much. Okay, I'm interested now. I'm going to listen and read. And I think that's all I had to say for now. Peace out, Girl Scouts. So I originally had tried to read this book before in the summer of 2023, I believe. And I was really relying on the audiobook from the library, and it wasn't doing it for me. And now I'm reading it again, obviously. And I'm finding myself, I am about halfway through, almost, through the book. And I'm finding myself getting angry and sad because I'm not loving this, and I knew it wasn't going to be good I knew it wasn't going to be a good book for me because of the way I felt about the first book, and that's on me. That's just me not liking historical fiction, and I guess the cozy bit plus historical fiction doesn't really work for me, but I want to love it because people like this book series. And I got all excited because I went to a library book sale last year and I found books 3 and 4. So then I had to buy book 2 because I bought them out of order. And I'm just disappointed in myself. This is on me. So what's happening right now? We're looking for the killer of the killer of Artemisia to not absolve, to vindicate Miles Ramsforth because Lady Sundridge thinks that he didn't do it. And we're just on a little goose chase, and I just don't like Veronica. I'm sorry, I don't like her. This this book is just, there's so many thirsty people in it, and everything's just, oh, he's a fine specimen. And it's like, I get it. I get it. Everyone's attractive here. I just don't like it. But I'm gonna keep reading. And I know that it's probably gonna do something where the first book, that the first book did, in that we're probably gonna have like this huge reveal, and it's gonna be explosive, and we're gonna be like, oh, wow. But until then, I'm like, oh, wow. I just don't like it. So I'm sorry if you wanted me to like this. I don't really. Also, it's having the opposite effect on me, and it's making me want to read really gruesome things. So I just downloaded, or I just borrowed from Libby, Kill Creek by Scott something or other. What's his name? Scott Thomas. I was right. Hey, hey. So I just borrowed that. I also borrowed The Overnight Guest. Basically, I just watched a Books and Lala video and said, I want to read all of those books. Yeah, I also, if you want to know what else I downloaded on Libby, I also downloaded Stephanie Perkins' There's Someone Inside Your House, because I want to know, is YA mystery thriller a good time? Because I doubt it. I really only like adult mystery thrillers. What else is on my Libby account right now? I'm also reading Grave Peril by Jim Butcher, and I am like, I want to say 10% into Kill Creek, and it's a good time for me. But we're not reading those books right now. We're reading cozy mysteries. I'm failing. Y'all, this video is about to go crazy because I went to the library. I conquered my fear, and I'll tell you why I had a fear. It's not a big thing. I'll tell you why in a second. I decided, since it's 2024, new year, new me, that I was going to conquer my fear of library books. And let me just say, before you start to say, oh my gosh, this girl doesn't like library, she's so stupid and elitist. No, I like libraries. I have nothing wrong with the idea of a library. I have no beef with librarians or libraries as a concept. I just don't like that sometimes the books have things in them, okay? I've told the story before, I'll tell it again. I know a person who went to the library, checked out a book, and she found a strip of bacon in it. What can I say? There's some weird stuff that happens at libraries. Now that PSA is over, I got library books, and we're gonna talk about them. And the reason why I got library books is because I wanted to do this video, this cozy mystery reading vlog, for one reason in particular. I wanted to read The Thursday Murder Club, because apparently it's a cozy mystery. It's by Richard Osman. It's pretty popular, and I've never read it, and I didn't want to buy it. And because this year we're going about it with buying as little as possible so that we can save. That's about it. I don't know what this is about besides older people solving mysteries. Apparently it says, in a peaceful retirement village, 4 unlikely friends meet weekly in the jigsaw room to discuss unsolved crimes. Together they call themselves the Thursday Murder Club. That's all I want to know. Don't want to know anything else. Want to read it. But also, I have to say, y'all, the reason why I don't like libraries, look at this. The person who checked me out had to go, I need to make a note. Look at this. Who did this? Let me know. If it was you, you're on my list. She let me know that she's making a note so that I won't get blamed for this, because I didn't do this. That wasn't me. And so while I was there, I also said, let's check out some more stuff. Why don't we? So I picked up Murder Has a Motive. Glare. Murder Has a Motive by Francis Duncan, a Mordecai Tremaine mystery. And this says, when Mordecai Tremaine emerges from the train station in the village of Dalmering, murder is the last thing on his mind. But he has never been able to resist anything in the way of a mystery. And a mystery is precisely what awaits him in the small hamlet. Rehearsals for the local amateur dramatic production are in full swing, but as Mordecai discovers too soon, the real tragedy is unfolding off stage. The star of the show has been found dead, and the spotlight falls on Mordecai, whose reputation in the field of crime solving precedes him. Okay, so apparently... Wait, what? What's he do? Is he a murderer? I can't tell. He's gonna solve a murder, but is he a murderer? I don't know. I was kind of stupid on that one. I don't really know. I just went to the library and I saw all these covers and they all look the same but in a different way, and it's really fun for me. I also picked up this one, Murder in an English Village, Ooh La La, by Jessica Ellicott. Ellicott? Ellicott. And this one says, 1920, flying in the face of convention, legendary American adventuress Beryl Helliwell never fails to surprise and shock. The last thing her adoring public would expect is that she craves some peace and quiet. The humdrum hamlet of Walmsley Parva in the English countryside seems just the ticket. And honestly, until America comes to a senses and appeals prohibition, Beryl has no intention of returning stateside and subjecting herself to bathtub gin. Okay, I don't know, but apparently these girls are going to solve a mystery, I think. There's 2 girls. I don't know. It just looked cute, so I picked it up. And it was no money. And then the last one I picked up is A Study in Murder by Callie Hutton. And this one might be bad because it might be a lot like the Veronica Speedwell series. But this one says, Bath, England, 1890, mystery author Lady Amy Lavelle receives an anonymous letter containing shocking news. Her fiancé, Mr. Ronald St. Vincent, has been dabbling in something illegal, which causes her to promptly break their engagement. 2 evenings later, as Lady Amy awaits a visit from Lord William Wethington, fellow member of the Bath Mystery Book Club, her former fiancé makes an unexpected and most unwelcome appearance at her house. She promptly sends him to the library to cool his heels, but later discovers the room seemingly empty, until she stumbles upon a dead Mr. St. Vincent with a knife in his chest. Her fiancé is going to die, and she's going to solve it. Duh. I'm excited. And this is now turning this week-long video into probably a month-long because I have until January 31st to bring those puppies back, so we're going to finish them. Okay? Okay. Well, I'm excited. I'm really excited. Let's see. What else? What else do I have to tell you? Oh, and the reason why I think that I might not like this is because historical fiction. I don't really like historical fiction. Like, I'll read it. It's just not like something that makes me go, ooh. It's just, it's there. It's there. And now, unfortunately, the only problem with this is that this video is going to be really long now, so I'm going to go before it gets way too long for me to edit. Bye! I finished it. And I feel like I'm an active hater now, and I don't want to be. Because like I said before, I wanted to like it because I've now realized I retract my statement. I retract it. I don't hate historical fiction. It's just not my favorite genre, but I will read it and I will enjoy it because I love The Infernal Devices and what's that other one called? The Last Hours. Love those series. So it's not historical fiction as a genre. It's just this one. I just really don't like Veronica Speedwell. She is, put very plainly, a woman hater. And I don't know why no one else can see this, except for the people that agree with me in reviews. She puts down women so much, and she's supposed to be this, I don't know, she's supposed to be this enlightened lady who doesn't care what anyone else thinks, and she's just really randy. I don't know. But let's talk about the actual story itself. It was very slow. It does pick up towards the end, and I did not guess who killed what's-her-face? Artemisia. I didn't guess who killed her. And it has some interesting things to talk about in terms of fidelity or the lack thereof back in the day. So those things were very interesting, but I just didn't care about the, like, every 2 seconds we were just with Veronica as she basically harasses Stoker sexually. And this book was just all about sex. And I'm just like, I'm not into that at this moment in time in my life. Not into it. What else? I do enjoy Stoker. This book has made me more like Veronica in that she dislikes women so much. She only likes men. I don't like her. I only like Stoker. So if that's what the aim was, then Deanna Raybourn, you nailed it. So, didn't like it. Will I read the next ones? I own them, so I probably will. But yeah, 2 stars. We're going on to the next one. So the next order of business, you would think, is to read another cozy mystery, keep this ball moving, but no, I would like to read Kill Creek. So I'm going to do that. And I feel like I should prioritize that because I did get that from the library as well. Albeit it was from an library, but it still counts. I still have to give it back after some time. But yeah, I'm going to go cleanse my palate with some gruesome mystery thriller, horror, I don't know what you call it. And then we'll be back with your regularly scheduled Cozy Mysteries. See you then. Okay, now that you're caught up to me in the present, here's what has happened in the past couple of days. 1, I finished Kill Creek, gave it 3.5 stars, but that's not part of this video. It's not a cozy mystery. I cheated a little bit. 2, I just put up one finger again. 2, I am now like 80 pages into the Thursday Murder Club, and I don't think I like this book. It's just kind of boring. But what's happened so far is that we are with this Thursday Murder Club filled with 4 members. We have Elizabeth, Joyce, Ibrahim, and Ron, and they meet on Thursdays to talk about murders, like you do. And when this man named Vince Curran, is his name Vince? Something Curran. When he gets bludgeoned to death, they start to investigate. And that's basically it. I don't think I'm far enough in to actually have a distinct opinion about it. All I know is that I'm also listening to this one on Livy because my library loan came in clutch for the audio. But it's jarring because the book itself and the audio are not the same. Like, I don't know which edition the audio is based off of, but it's not this edition. So it's very jarring to read, to hear something and then not see it on the page. Like, the words really don't match up a lot. There's a lot of edits that took place. So I'll probably have to pick one form or the other. I really don't think I can continue reading them in tandem. But that's what's happening. I will try to finish this one. Honestly, I'm going to try to finish it today because I have nothing else to do because it is snowing very much. So it's very white and blinding outside. And so there's really nothing else to do today besides read. So we are prioritizing getting stuff done like that. Otherwise, I'll go crazy. I'll go stir crazy. I'm a Southern gal, and you know, we in the South, we don't really like the snow. It doesn't do us very well. It's not kind to us. So thank you for watching so far. If you're still watching this video, go ahead and give it a like and a thumbs up for little old me. I'm gonna stop now. Okay. Holy moly, y'all. I finished this book and it was so freaking boring. And I really did say, oh yeah, I'll finish it today. Did she finish today? It's 2 days later. This book almost put me into a slump. It really did. And I feel like it's not my fault. I feel like it actually is Richard Osman's fault that I didn't like this book, because you could say that because I'm just this young 20-something that it wasn't geared towards me. But I watch Golden Girls and Murder, She Wrote for fun. So clearly I like things like this. I like things... It's difficult because sometimes I don't like watching things with old people in them because they make me sad, because they're just so, like, it's a life well lived usually. So I can't watch Up. I also can't watch, what's that movie? The Holiday, just for the old guy in it. But I've read things, I don't need the characters to be my age to enjoy a book. All of these septuagenarians were incredibly boring. Even the young people, like PC Donna Freitas, she was incredibly boring. There's just a lot of characters in this novel that have absolutely no point. They're really pointless. And it wasn't cute. Apparently this book is supposed to be funny, and I could not find the joke. I could not find the laugh, the giggle. Basically, this book is also said to be a book that doesn't, like, the murder itself is kind of like, it takes a back seat to the entire plot, and you're supposed to really just talk about you're supposed to really think about the intricacies of the relationships between this murder club and how they feel about getting older and And that's a great conversation to be had, but I feel like they didn't really have that conversation, and it was just going along for the ride with these four older people as they banter, and it wasn't enjoyable at all. I really hated it. Give it 2.5 stars. And the actual whodunit is so convoluted. It's really convoluted, and honestly, spoiler, skip ahead 10 seconds if you don't want to hear it, most of the characters don't even figure out who done it. End of spoilers. It's not a good book. I don't like it. I don't like it. But that's my review for this book. I don't even know if I'm gonna continue reading cozy mysteries because I don't like cozy mysteries. I feel like I have to read A Curious Incident because I think that's really the only type of this book that I enjoy. So I'm gonna take a couple days. I'm gonna read some more interesting things. Like I'm gonna read The Overnight Guest, and I'm gonna try to read the rest of Grave Peril before the loan goes back to the library. See you when I see ya. Hoogly doogly. It's incredibly cold outside, but I am braving the elements because we gotta get stuff done this week. We gotta do things. So I am currently reading A Curious Incident by Vicki Delaney, and y'all, I love this book so far. It's just quaint and cute. And oh my gosh, what is so funny is that in the bookshop, if you can see, there's a copy of the last book that happened in the series. There's a Murder Afoot. That's so funny. But this book is about Gemma Doyle, who I feel like she's now coming into her, unbeknownst to her, she becomes a consultant for solving murder mysteries. But the first murder mystery she has to solve, or the first mystery she has to solve in this book, is that there's a missing cat named Snowball, and a little girl comes to her for help. And in the process of this, she then becomes the unwilling participant in solving the mystery of, did this cat owner's mother kill somebody? So it starts off from there, and okay, this is what my question is. Is it like a cozy mystery thing that when you start the book, you have to recap what happened in the other books? Is that a cozy mystery trait? Because if so, this is one of them. It has all the other prerequisites. It has the cozy small town feel of West London, Cape Cod, and it also has the animals. We have Moriarty, the shop cat. We have Violet, her great uncle's dog that she takes care of. And it also has the added element of Snowball. I think this is Snowball, this white cat right there, who she finds in the very beginning of the book. And also, it does that thing where, like I said, it recaps what happened in the books prior. So you get the setup of, this is Gemma Doyle. She owns a bookshop that sells Sherlock Holmes paraphernalia. And she is very much so like Sherlock in the way she thinks and the way she solves mysteries. So I just like this author. She's cute, she's quaint. Look at this lady. Look at this woman. Vicki Delaney, a cutie. A cutie. So I'm enjoying this, and I'll probably finish it. I'll definitely finish it this week. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself because I said I was going to read the Thursday Murder Club in a day, and I did not. Also, I said I was going to read Louisiana Longshot in a day, and I did not. So, but I'm going to read this book in this week so I can edit it and post it because it's taken too long. Way too long. It's been so long since I've updated this video that I forgot I was actually filming a video this month. But we have just finished our fourth book of the video. So I'm going to take it out of my little book sleeve that I made myself. We just finished A Curious Incident by Vicki Delaney. And this is the only book that I actually enjoyed in this video that I have started filming. This one, I don't know if I actually updated after I said I had started it, but you know, it's just a cozy mystery. There's not a lot to update on. Basically, the mystery was about Gemma, and this is the mystery. Okay, here's the thing. This book is different from the others in the series, this being the sixth one in the whole kit and caboodle. because she actually isn't connected to any of the people in the incriminated in the mystery. Because usually Gemma is investigating for her friends or for her, and trying to exonerate people that she knows. And this time she's not in any way, shape, or form involved with the accused. And so the accused is this woman named Sheila, and she has a daughter named Lauren, and that is who Gemma met in the first place. So that's how she's kind of loosely connected into this story. And everyone thinks that Sheila Tierney has killed Anna Wentworth because they had some drama over their garden, because they were both going to compete in the garden club's like big tournament for who has the best, prettiest garden, whose ficus is the best. And because it seemed like Sheila was going to win, Anna Wentworth has been accused of sabotaging Sheila's garden and tearing it to shreds. And so in retaliation, everyone thinks that Sheila killed Anna. And so Gemma has to figure out who done what. And she's being held on retainer by Sheila's daughter, Lauren, who she has met in the beginning of the book. And this one was kind of slow for the majority of the story, but I like the town because it reminds me a lot of the Gilmore Girls town of Stars Hollow. So if you like that, I think you might like this book series. And I just really like the town of West London. I like Gemma. I think she's one of my favorite main characters because she's such a reluctant detective, and she tells it like it is, and she's just like, well, I don't want to do this, but like if you need me to help, fine. This person did it. This person did it. Blah blah blah, etc. And you don't really get a lot in the way of like who did what until like the very end, which is fine by me because again, I like the small town feel. I like her best friend Jane. I like where Jane's romance is going, and I thought the end was really sweet. And I did guess who done it, but I don't mind because it made sense. So that was a long update, like 4 minutes worth, to say that I gave this book 4 stars, and I think this is the only cozy mystery that I enjoy. I still have a bunch of those books from the library that, honestly, if I'm being completely honest with you, I'm not going to read because I can't read library books unless they're ebooks. And I've just come to terms with that. I'm okay with it. So that is the end of this video. And I don't know if it was a good one or not. I don't think it was, but I'm going to go edit it. I'm going to go edit it and hopefully have it up for this coming week. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up because I went to the library for it. I braved one of my worst fears. And yes, I'm being facetious. I'm not actually afraid of the library, okay? Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want. And I'll see you guys again in the next video. Goodbye.